Anthony Hartwig here with a Crestview Volleyball player profile. We're joined by sophomore Kerrigan Miller. Kerrigan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. So here you are as a sophomore, no more freshman year. What's it like to kind of take the next step and not be a freshman anymore and have some experience under your belt?
It was definitely scary at first to come back into the season, but it's a lot more fun, and I feel a lot more comfortable around everyone not being a freshman anymore and being a sophomore and like knowing the girls and just it's just a lot more fun as a sophomore than it was a freshman.
This program can be a nerve-wracking one to take a step into because it's so dominant and it's so elite, and they've lost one set all year. What's it been like for you mentally to just be confident and step into your role and to know that when you're on the court with the varsity players, they have your back and you have to have theirs?
It's like I definitely say it feels like relieving to know that they have my back. So, but they're always pushing me to be better for sure. And like with a team that is so good, I always have to be working hard, and they just push me to be the best player I can be.
We also saw you have a ton of varsity experience last year in basketball. So, how much did being on the varsity floor during basketball kind of help you be confident this year with a bigger role in the varsity team for volleyball?
It definitely helped a lot. It just got me ready for the season this year. Just playing varsity, it just showed me how much faster and a quicker pace it is from middle school sports. From JV sports, it's just a lot more quicker at the varsity level.
Let's talk about kind of your mindset and goals that you set for this year when you came on and you knew that you were going to have a bigger role. You were going to be on the varsity floor. What were some goals that you set? Some things that you wanted to do while you were out there?
I definitely wanted to play my best volleyball. I wanted to have a good attitude. I wanted to try and increase my playing time, work hard, just do my best on the court.
I want to talk a little bit about the family atmosphere of this program because we've been covering it for a while, and I know a lot of programs say, "Oh, we're a family," and sometimes it can come off as just kind of a cliche. But with Crestview Volleyball, I know how close you guys are. What's it like to be a part of a group that is so tight knit, not just on the court but off the court as well?
It's amazing. Like everyone is just so nice to everyone. There's no problems. We have fun team bonding time, and it's nice because you know that person has your back, and they're never gonna get mad at you for anything, no matter what. And it just makes the sport so much more fun to play.
Coaches and players around the area know that that's hard to get. It's hard to get a team that is that well bonded and that close knit. So, from your perspective as a sophomore on the team, what is it about this locker room, about this group of girls that makes it so easy to be so tight knit and so close and so good at team chemistry?
I'd say it's everyone's attitude. Everyone is just nice to everyone. No one gets really down on anyone or on themselves. And we just all are nice to each other. No one starts problems or anything. And it's just, they're all easy to talk to, and everyone's just so nice. It's these personalities.
I want to talk about the coaching staff for this volleyball team that have trusted you with the bigger role that we're talking about. What's it meant to you that Coach Hour and the coaching staff here at Crestview is able to trust you enough to put you on the floor and to put you in these situations?
It means a lot to me that Coach Howard trusts me to be out there with some really, really great volleyball players. And it definitely makes me want to work harder for her. And it just means a lot coming from her, especially.
We've seen multiple times this year, whether it be in the middle of a match or the middle of a set, where you just come in, you rotate to serve because they want you on the service line. Talk about that feeling coming off the bench and knowing that your job is to go in there and put good serves up and what that's like for you mentally.
Oh, it's definitely nerve wracking for sure, but I just try to keep cool and keep a cool head and good mindset that the serve is going to go over and in. But then once the first one goes, then it's a little easier, but it's definitely nerve wracking.
So when you're walking out there, the heart's pounding, you got those nerves going. What do you do to calm yourself down before the ball gets up in the air and before you serve? What are some things that you do to kind of lock it in and you'll be the best server you can be?
I just tell myself like you're gonna get this over and in. Like I keep a positive attitude. Like I tell myself positive things, and I take a few deep breaths, and then I just serve in. just hope it goes in.
Talk about your serve routine because everyone has one. What's your routine back there before you throw the ball up in the air?
I hit the ball off the ground a few times, and then I just hold it, take a deep breath, toss, and serve it over.
There you go. It's as easy as that for Kerrigan Miller. What other routines do you have? What are some pregame routines that you have that keeps you locked in that you have to keep to every night before you play?
I definitely say just watching my previous game film. I always watch and go back to see like what I did, what I can do better, and just making sure that I keep like a positive attitude before the game, and just to trying to make sure I have fun, but also know that this is important and I need to do good.
When we see you guys before games, I love watching the varsity team because they are so invested in the JV and what they're doing. Talk about what it's like to do that and to, as a varsity member, being able to have the JVs back. And then last year going through JV, knowing that the varsity had your back there when you were on that squad. What does that do for this program?
I think it really just builds like friendship, and it also pushes like the varsity cheering on the JV. It pushes the JV to do better because they know that they have people there supporting them. And I definitely say the varsity getting cheered on by the JV also is the same thing. Like it just pushes us to do better because we know we have people there supporting us no matter what.
How much of a boost is it for confidence and for mentality of this team to know that it's not separate? There's not, I mean, there's definitely JV and varsity, but you guys are one team. And I think with a lot of programs, you say that, but it's hard to feel it. And with you guys, I really think you feel that you're one team, JV and varsity. What's it like to kind of be a part of that atmosphere?
It's like honestly so different from any other team I've been on, just how like there's no really divide between us. It's just like together, we're together. Like we don't think of like people being on JV, like they're on JV. We just treat them like everyone is this equal, basically.
Let's talk about you off the court a little bit. School first, because you're a student athlete. Student comes first. Sophomore year, also, some people say it's the hardest because freshman year you're kind of getting used to it, and then the teachers think they can really hit you sophomore year because you've had a year to get ready for it. So, how's your sophomore year going so far in the classroom? I know it's pretty early.
Oh, I definitely say they'd be pushing the work already, but it hasn't been too bad so far. But a few tests here and there. I feel like it might be a little early for that, but
Look, come on, guys. Do you have a favorite class yet? Do you have one that you like to study and to go to every day?
I really enjoy my Spanish class with Senora Hall. I really just enjoy that class. It's like smaller, but it's really fun, and I like the people in it.
Is it your first year of Spanish?
It is my second year of Spanish.
Second year of Spanish. So, how much have you learned? How much do you think of the language is under your belt so far in Spanish?
I'd say a good bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still working on it. I'm not the most fluent Spanish speaker in my class, but I'm working on it. So, like, I feel like enough to get me around in Mexico or wherever.
What class has pushed you the most? Has made you really work the hardest to get a good grade in?
My math class, my algebra 2, and probably my understanding music class. It was a college class, so it's like a little harder, and the exams are definitely harder than what I was expecting, but they definitely pushed me to study and do better and get that good grade.
Taking college classes as a sophomore. Way to go. What kind of, like, because not every I mean, a lot of people wait till junior year for that. Like, you're getting ahead of things. What made you want to say, hey, I gotta take some college classes even now to get myself ready for a couple of years when I'm getting ready to go to college?
I would just say, like, I don't really know what pushed me to do it. I was just like, I think this is a good idea. This is what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like having a whole year of just one history class, I could do 2 in 1 year. Sure, it'd be harder, but it would be worth it in the end. And I could take more classes to prepare me for the next level as a senior.
It's your class load with volleyball. You play other sports as well. You have a social life. You have to balance a lot. What's your time management skills like? I mean, do you have really good time management skills and organization, or do you think you're still trying to develop kind of good organization and time management?
I'd say it's definitely 50-50. Like sometimes I'll have good time management skills and other times not so much. But overall, I don't think I do too bad of a job with.
I appreciate the honesty. If you're 50-50 sophomore year, by the time you're a senior, you're going to have it down, right? You just keep
Yeah.
going. Let's talk about these seniors on this team, right? You have a good senior class at Crestview. You're going to miss them a lot next year. What's it been like to try to learn from them as much as you can? So next year, when you're an upperclassman as a junior, you're going to have all the leadership tools that you'll need to be a leader on this team.
They were definitely the best senior class I could ask for to learn from. But all their attitudes are good. They always bring people up. They're never down on themselves, and they just are great role models to be around. And I'm very thankful I get to be around them and play in their atmosphere.
This is going to be hard because they're such amazing seniors, but what are you going to miss the most about this senior class when they graduate?
That is hard. Honestly, probably everything. Like they lift the mood so much in practice. Like they just keep practice so like light. Even if it's hard, they like find the silver lining to it, and they just make everything a lot better.
A lot of hard practices, I'm sure. I mean, you don't have a great program without pushing yourself in the gym every now and then, which makes me to my next question. There are probably practices where maybe you don't feel your best. This is a hard practice. I really don't want to go through this today, but you drive through anyway. So what gives you that fire and that need to keep working even on days when maybe you don't want to?
I would say that the want for me to increase my playing time on the varsity court and just work hard is definitely what's been pushing me to keep going and put in my 100% every single day to better myself and prove that I can be out there.
All right, Kerrigan, one of the things we do at the end of our player profiles, we like to give the player the chance to take the limelight off themselves for a little bit and shine on the people in their life that have been, with them every step of the way. So I want to give you the time to give out your thank yous and your shout outs to the people that you think deserve it the most.
I want to say thank you to Abby M. Honestly, she has just been so encouraging for the whole thing. Like, thank you to all the seniors. Thank you to my mom and dad for always pushing me. Thank you to my sister, too, for coming to my games. And my Mimi for coming to every single game, as well as my Grammy. They always come out and are my biggest supporters. And just my friends who really push me to be better.
All right, Kerrigan, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. Wish you the best of luck the rest of the year, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.